I picked this statement from Thomas Jefferson that said once, leave no existing authority not responsible to the people.
Yes, and Thomas Jefferson was in many ways a great Democrat with a small d, the idea that power should be directly, ultimately, in the hands of the people themselves, right? Uh, Now, he personally did not extend that view to every person living in the United States, right? He was not an advocate necessarily for women voting. He owned slaves, right? So we can think of Thomas Jefferson's actions and his words, but let's focus on his words in this case, right? That there should be no power of government that ultimately isn't controlled by the people themselves. And for that view, goes along with a set of other views about the good judgment of the people, that the people are honest, that the people are virtuous in a very specific sense, that they really care about the public interest. They care about some kind of common good, and they care about it enough that they don't think about it simply as, how can I get a tax cut? Right? They care about it not in their own self-interested perspective, but that they're capable of really reasoning about these permanent aggregate interests of the community. And that was really his view, right? He thought that kind of virtuous citizen was in many ways produced by being an agrarian society. So the United States now is, of course, a highly industrialized society, like all of Europe, right? But it was,
Not
and
all of
not all of Europe,
it.
but in the early part of the 19th century, and certainly in the late 18th century, when Jefferson was active in these years, it was a highly agrarian society. And the kind of farming that took place, although there were large agricultural interests, for the most part, a lot of the farming was done by these yeoman farmers, right? Who you kind of had your own patch of land and you farmed not only for your family, but for market. And so we had many, many individual proprietors out there who were farming. And Jefferson really thought that kind of farming trained you to be the right kind of citizen. So the sort of work you were doing prepared you to be the kind of citizen that we should trust. Ultimately, all governmental power should be in your hands at some point to make fundamental decisions. So it's important to keep in mind, right, that Jefferson he wasn't just saying, hey, any country, any people should have the ultimate say. He thought that our country at that time, given how the economy was structured and the sort of virtues that arose out of the work that many people did, prepared us for this kind of democratic, with a small d, democratic government.